Begin with this update. The country's crippling bus strike is set to continue. 5 transport unions addressed the media just a short while ago, and while their members have agreed in principle to the latest wage offer, there's one outstanding issue. Workers want their increases dated to the 1st of April, but employers will only pay increases once an agreement is signed. The mass action is in its 4th week. Silindelo Masikane joins me now from the Bree Taxi Rank in Johannesburg. Well, Silindelo, it turned out it wasn't to be. That issue of when this increase is set to kick in being the stumbling block for what was almost a deal. What does this mean for those commuters making their way home as you and I speak there at Bree Taxi Rank?
Indeed, unfortunately, commuters will have to make those alternative means of transport. They'll have to continue, really, to make those alternative means of transport. Of course, I am here at the Bree Taxi Rank where, you know, thousands of commuters come here daily in order to, you know, get a taxi to work and to various destinations. Now, I am joined by 2 commuters who are going to tell us exactly how they feel to hear the news that, you know, the bus strike is really set to continue, and they're going to tell us exactly how they feel about this. Now, I'm joined by a regular bus commuter, and he says to me that, you know, this has really had an effect on his pocket. Just tell me, how do you feel that this bus strike is set to continue?
Well, as a commuter who uses it like on daily basis, I'm an artist myself, so when I travel to other locations, there's places where I have to switch from a taxi to a bus, and it kills the budget, to tell you the truth, where you look in cases of it started with the economy and now it comes to strikes which are now affecting our transport, what we have. So I just feel like if there could be something done along the way, we could have a big solution soon.
If you could talk to the bus drivers and the employers and the unions, what would you say to them at this moment?
Look, I just wish negotiations could be made quick, and whatever legislative thing that has to go on, let it happen quick. Because as commuters, I know I'm speaking to a lot of people. It's really killing. For people who are using it on daily basis, going to work, we know that even the drivers want to get something in their pocket, yes. But if we could come to a negotiable agreement that could at least be settled before the end of the week, or that could work for us.
Yeah. So tell me, how much are you spending really daily or weekly on having to use taxis now that you don't have the bus option?
Well, normally I would spend, okay, let me just say I spend like 6 rand more or 10 rand more, depending on where I'm going. Because when I get to Jozi, I switch either Soweto, sometimes Foslores, such places. So it depends on where I'm going, but it's really a strain in the pocket. Yeah. All
right, now I'm going to speak to a regular taxi commuter, and he's really spoken to me about how the lines are really frustrating and exhausting at the taxi ranks. Now the strike is going to continue. How do you feel about this?
Strikes on us because now, instead of waiting on a queue for like 10 minutes, you wait on a queue for 2 hours. So you're not, I think the best thing strikes is fairly, because now we end up having to suffer. Because some people who are using buses, they have to take long routes. Instead of going straight to where they live, they have to take a long route to where I live and then use the taxi, and then the line is longer than supposed.
So if you could also speak to the bus drivers and the employers and the unions, what would you say to them?
I think they should just come up with a solution that will suit the employer and also the bus drivers.
As you can hear, Tulas, commuters are really desperate to see an end to the strike, and they're quite disappointed at the fact that the strike is in essence set to continue, even though in principle unions have accepted the employer's offer. It's just an issue of the backdating of the 9% year one increase that employers had said that they want it to start once the agreement is signed, but it seems unions, the mandate that they've received from unions is that their members are set on having this 9% backdated to the 1st of April.